The story begins in the summer of 2019, when four college friends, Ryan, Josh, Emily, and Sarah decided to take a break from their busy lives and explore one of America's most mysterious national forests, Tongass's National Forest, Alaska. They weren't professional adventurers, just young, curious souls craving freedom from city noise, screens, and deadlines. Their plan was simple, a 3-day hike through the dense forest, camping under the stars, and reconnecting with nature. But what started as a peaceful trip soon turned into the most terrifying experience of their lives, a battle between man, nature, and the will to survive. The beginning of adventure. The morning sun lit up the towering pines as they parked their SUV near the trailhead. The forest air was crisp and pure. Emily, the most enthusiastic one, laughed. "This is it, guys. Real adventure, no Wi-Fi, no stress." They packed light, tents, food, a compass, a GPS, and enough optimism to last forever. Birds sang overhead, streams sparkled beside them, and every step deeper into the forest felt like stepping into another world. By evening, they had set up camp near a small river. They cooked beans over a fire, shared stories, and looked at the endless stars above. Ryan said softly, "You know, life feels different here, quieter, real." They had no idea how real it was about to get. The next morning, fog covered the forest like a blanket. The group decided to take a shortcut marked faintly on an old map they had found online. Josh, who claimed to have a great sense of direction, led the way. After 2 hours, they realized something was wrong. The trail had vanished. Their GPS showed nothing. The trees all looked the same. Panic began to grow. We're just a little off track, Josh said nervously, checking his phone, no signal. By afternoon, it started raining. The forest turned darker, colder, and more silent. Every sound, snapping branches, animal calls, rustling leaves echoed like whispers of danger. They set up their tents under a large tree, hoping to find their way back in the morning. That night, none of them slept. Somewhere in the distance, wolves howled. The wind screamed through the trees like a warning. Emily whispered, "What if we can't find our way back?" Ryan replied, "We will. We just have to stay calm." Fear begins to take over by morning. Their food was almost half gone. The forest seemed endless. They followed a stream, thinking it might lead to civilization, but it led only deeper into the unknown. The group's morale started to crumble. Sarah broke down crying. "This is my fault. I wanted this trip." Ryan hugged her. "It's nobody's fault. We're going to make it. We just need to think smart." They tried building small signs with rocks and branches to trace their steps, but the rain washed them away. By evening, they heard something, the roar of a bear in the distance. They froze. Their survival instincts kicked in. They quickly gathered near a large rock formation and stayed silent. The bear passed, leaving only heavy footprints behind. That night, around the fire, Ryan spoke quietly. "We came here looking for freedom. Maybe nature's teaching us what that really means." The breaking point, they were now 3 days lost. The GPS was dead. The compass needle spun without direction. Josh injured his ankle, slipping on wet rocks. Emily's hands were bruised from climbing. They were exhausted, hungry, and scared, but giving up wasn't an option. Sarah suggested following the sun. "It rises in the east. If we keep walking east, we'll eventually reach something." It was risky, but their only hope. Hours passed. Then, out of nowhere, they stumbled upon a small wooden hut, abandoned, old, covered in moss. Inside, they found rusty tools, a broken lantern, and miraculously, a small tin of food. It wasn't much, but it gave them hope. That night, they shared the food quietly. Emily whispered, "I never realized how precious every bite could be." Ryan looked around at his friends, their faces tired, clothes torn, eyes full of fear but still glowing with determination. He smiled. "Tomorrow, we walk east. Together." The turning point morning came with golden sunlight piercing through the fog. For the first time in days, they felt warmth, not just from the sun, but from each other. They walked for hours, resting only to drink from streams and eat wild berries. Their conversations shifted, no longer about panic, but about survival, gratitude, and faith. Josh, limping but smiling, said, "You know what? When I get back, I'll never complain about traffic again." As the sun began to set, they heard something faint in the distance. The sound of a helicopter. Their hearts pounded, they waved jackets, shouted, lit a small fire. Smoke rose high above the trees. The helicopter circled once, then again, then lowered. Rescue had found them. Back to civilization. When they returned to town, exhausted and thinner, the local rangers told them they had been lost for 5 full days in one of the most dangerous parts of the forest. The odds of survival had been less than 30%. Reporters came. Their story spread, but when asked what they learned, Ryan said something that made everyone quiet. Asterisk, we went into the jungle looking for an adventure, but we came back finding ourselves. Asterisk, nature didn't just test us, it healed us. Asterisk, we learned that fear is real, but courage is louder. Asterisk, Emily added, we survived because we never gave up on each other. The lesson of the wild. Months later, the four friends gathered again, this time at a peaceful park near their city. No tents, no bears, no fog, just laughter. Asterisk, Ryan opened a journal and read aloud the words he wrote after their rescue. Asterisk, greater than in the silence of the forest, we learned that life is fragile, but hope is unbreakable. Asterisk, fear may surround you, darkness may fall, but if you hold on to faith, you'll always find the way home. Asterisk, the others listened, tears in their eyes. Asterisk, they knew that their story wasn't just about survival, it was about transformation. They had entered the jungle as friends but came out as a family, and that, they believed, was the true meaning of being alive.